Hello, welcome back to the start of another weekly vlog. I'm so excited to kick this vlog off because I have some very exciting news to share. If you did not catch the video that went live on Monday, I am launching a course and I just wanted to make sure that I brought it up here in the vlog just in case you didn't catch that video or it didn't sound like something that you were interested in, but you are interested in learning more about goal setting and overcoming the 4 key goal roadblocks. That's what that video is all about. I talk about the 4 key roadblocks that I have found myself and many members of our community struggle with when it comes to goal setting, and I talk about what those are, and I am launching a course to help you work through them and to help you accelerate your goal progress. That's the name of the course, Accelerate Your Goals, and I'm so excited. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned it in a vlog. And I'm wearing my shirt that I got for Christmas that says being fearless moves you forward, because what I want to talk about in the vlog is to remind you that even if you're scared, even if you have doubts and fears related to anything that you're working on, do it anyway. And working through that fear and putting those doubts aside and doing what feels right and what you know you can do, doing it fearlessly is going to move you forward, and it's going to help you make progress in whatever it is that you want to make progress on. If you watched my 2021 goals video, my big business goal this year is to build a profitable business. And part of having a profitable business is bringing in income. And there are other streams of income. I obviously have my amazing Patreon community and the ad revenue I get from your views here on YouTube. But I have so many other ideas and so many other things I want to create. And this course is just the first step. And so I'm wearing my shirt to remind me that even though I was so scared to take this first step, I mean, I still am. I'm still totally scared that something's gonna go wrong, or who knows? I don't even know. At this point, I have launched it to the patrons as of the time that I'm filming this video. Yesterday, the link went live for them. I gave them a week early and a discount to purchase the course to just say thank you for being a member of the Patreon community. And then on Monday, the week that this vlog is going up, it went live for everybody else. So if you are interested in joining us, go check out that video for more information. Send me an email if you want more information. I also posted information over on Instagram. All of the places. I'm happy to chat with you to help you figure out if this course is a good fit for you. It is going to be a live course for this first session. At least this first session will be live starting on February 1st, and I'm so excited. So don't forget, if there is something that you want to do, something you want to work on, but you are scared and there are doubts and fears, I want you to work on it anyway. I want you to push through those fears and remind yourself of why it's important to you and what the outcome is going to be that's positive. Tell yourself, when I do this thing, here are all the amazing things that are gonna come of it, and that will help you overcome those fears. Also, reading Fear is My Homeboy by Judy Holler, which is a book that I highly recommend. It is where I got my I am statements that are part of my morning routine. That book just changed a lot about my mindset related to bravery and fear and doing it anyway. All right, while we're here, I have a couple things to talk about. The first one is Madefor, and I get this question probably weekly. How do I like it? Do I recommend it? Etc. And I've got to be honest with you, I've hardly used it. I have hardly used it, and it could be for a number of reasons. It could be just me and my life situation. It could be the actual program isn't motivating to me. I don't know what it is, but it's not working for me, and so I feel like I cannot recommend it to you. However, I will say that I'm really excited about the product that came in this month's box. So this month's habit was breathing, which is really just it's meditation is what they're calling it. But what they gave you was this little timer, which is super cool, and I'm excited to have this and have it be on my desk. So you turn it on, and then you can set a timer. I don't know if you could see that in the camera. You can set a timer for 10, 15, 20, or 30 minutes. And then it's like a timer, and I don't have to touch my phone, and it's not an hourglass that I have to look at, it'll still make noise, and I'm really excited to have this tool. I know that there are obviously other timers. I didn't need to have this fancy monthly habit subscription to get a cute timer, but now that I have it, I'm really excited to start using it. So I'm gonna try and use that today while I'm working on things to keep me going. I'm gonna set like a 30-minute timer and power through. Don't check my phone, don't check my work email, work straight for 30 minutes, and then when the timer goes off, then I get like a 2-minute break, and then it's back to it. So I just wanted to share that with you, and just to let you know that it's not really working for me. That doesn't mean that it might not work for you, but that's where I'm at. And then I thought I would also show you my 2 daily planners that I'm working with today. This is my personal planner, and I did have a lot of requests to show more of my daily planning in the vlogs, and so I will do my best to do that. Some days there are things on my planner that I cannot share. I guess I could cover it with a sticky note. On photos, it's really easy to just blur it out, but it's a lot harder to do on video, but I guess I could always cover it up with a sticky note. So I will try to do a better job of showing you my daily planner every day. But what I wanted to talk about with my daily planner was actually something that I started doing over the last week or so that has really been working for me. So I've talked in the past about how shadowing bothers me, and it kind of does. For whatever reason, this purple marker is showing through on the other side. But it's bothering me less than it used to. And so I thought that the reason I didn't want to set up days in advance was because I didn't want the shadowing. But what I really think it is I like having a fresh start. I don't like already having something written down on the day when it's time to go set it up. So what I've started using is these little sticky notes. These are from the new Post-it collection at Target. I just got this little pack of 3. It says ASAP, tomorrow, and later. I don't know what I'm gonna use the ASAP ones for, but tomorrow and later I definitely will be using to just put on the next day. And that way, when I think of things that I wanna do, I have a place to jot them down, but I'm not actually writing them on the next day so that I have a fresh start when it's time to actually plan the next day. And then of course, if I change my mind, or like this one I did it already, and instead of waiting until tomorrow, I figured I would just talk about it. You know, that one doesn't matter. And I didn't go ahead and write it on Wednesday and then do it on Tuesday. So I've just been really loving this system. If I don't write any of them over, sometimes I will just move the whole sticky note, or even I will just cross it off and keep moving the sticky note until I get to the bottom. Like I don't need to start a brand new sticky note because I'm not looking at that. That sticky note doesn't need to be aesthetically pleasing. It's way more functional. And so I'm not going to waste a sticky note. You know, I only used 4 of the check boxes, but that is one of the things that I've been doing to help, like, I don't know, just help my daily planner work better for me. I do think that there is value in setting things up in advance. Like if I just put the AM routine and workout every Monday through Friday, like it could be helpful because those are things that I do every day, and setting them up in advance could add value. But I think having a blank slate every single day adds more value, at least for me. And then my work planner that I'm starting with is the Amplify planner. And the reason I'm starting with this one is just because it's dated and all the other ones that I looked at are undated, so I can use them later in the year. If you watched during Vlogmas, I talked about a ton of different work planner options, to the point now that I have 4 quarterly work planners that I wouldn't actually need to buy one this year. And I think I'm just gonna embrace that spirit of using the products that I already have, and I'm gonna use one of these 4 products, one of these 4 planners every quarter this year, and then by the end of the year, I will know which one is the best for me. So far, I've really been loving this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you Monday and Tuesday because there isn't anything, you know, super like private that I can't share. I'm using a lot of acronyms, so you don't really even know what I'm talking about, but I just, there hasn't been a lot to write. So again, the one thing I said about this planner, in addition to the price, is that it is pretty large, and so I don't know that I need all of this space, but it's working for me and I like this layout. So I'll go ahead, I'll show you yesterday's as well. You can see all I have for daily habits is work, emails, AM and PM, and then I like having top priorities and then other tasks. And if I didn't get to those, which I did because clearly my calendar was empty yesterday, but if I'd had more meetings, you know, and then I didn't get to these, I can always move them over, but I have the priorities listed for the ones that I definitely want to get done. And then this is today. We have this all day event today, which is why I'm kicking the vlog off today. I figured I would wait until I actually got ready so that the intro to the vlog would be like cute hair and makeup. But now it is time to go get on this all day work Zoom call. I also wanted to share with you 2 other things. One is I also added one of the Post-it sticky notes. This is the other type that I bought. Those are the only 2 things I bought from that collection. The collection is super cute. It's in Target. I don't know if it's online, but it is super cute. But the only other thing I got was this to-do list. I just am a sucker for a sticky note. Actually, I'm a sucker for a notepad that's already got little squares for to-do lists. The fact that it's a sticky is even better, and it's Post-it quality. Like, this is awesome. It is a little smooth. Like, this paper is a little bit smooth, and so writing with my Sharpie pen, I have to be very careful because I have smeared it multiple times. I cannot write with a Paper Mate Flare on these. That just does not work. The best thing to use is some kind of like clicky pen, like the Sharpie S Gel. Anyways, what I came here to tell you was I also added one of these to the February tab. And the reason I added it here is so that there's a tab and it's easy for me to flip to and get there. But these are to-dos that don't need to happen within the next few days. Like the other sticky note are to-dos that need to happen in the next few days. These are to-dos that need to happen eventually, but I'm not quite ready to give them a time in my calendar. If I get to them in January, like if there is a time and I can work on one of these, awesome. If not, these are things that when I go to plan February, I will put them in my Google Cal and give them time slots in February because that's the level of priority that they're at. The other thing I wanted to share was that I started using the opposite notes page that's technically January notes page as tracking my sales goal. So one of my goals for January is to hit the sales goal for the course that I launched, and this is where I'm at after the first day of Patreon sales. I think I'm gonna do 4 different colors. I think I'm gonna do day 1 Patreon, and that's where we're at. And then I think I'm gonna do another color that's other patron sales that came after yesterday, if that makes sense, like the next 6 days. And then I'm gonna do the first day of general sales, and then hopefully I will hit it and with every other general sales. I don't know, I just feel like there's something to be said for like the amount of sales on the first day is the testament to how much like work I did sharing it in advance, if that makes sense. Like, you don't need to look at that, you could look at my face. Like if I did a good job sharing it leading up to the day that the sales went live, then that would result in more sales on that first day. Otherwise, if I keep talking about it, then those remaining sales will come in later. Does that make sense? So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not tracking it with any sort of scientific accuracy. Really, I drew this just as a way for me to shade it in. I'm also shading it in on my power sheets where it actually says hit sales goal, but this one is a little bit more at least mathematical because each of the lines represents a certain level of sales. By the way, the sales goal is an actual dollar sales, not a number of people signed up. And there's 2 reasons for that. One is because the patrons got a discount, so their price is lower. So if it was coming from all patrons, then the number of people would need to be higher to hit the sales goal number. The second reason is the PayPal charge varies based on where people live, just slightly. So the amount that comes in from each person is not exactly the same, which is very confusing and frustrating. So I made a sales goal dollar, and it could be a different number of people that sign up based on where those people live and whether or not they are a patron, if that makes sense. Hi, Rolly. Meow. Hi, Rolly. You want to be a part of the vlog? Yeah, is that why you came in here? All right, what I'm about to show you is something I just made for myself that I'm really excited, but it also gives a sneak peek of the rest of the videos coming in January, just January. So if you were somebody who likes to be surprised, jump to the next part of the vlog. So if you watch one of my Vlogmas videos where I talked about this little chart that I made for Vlogmas because Vlogmas is so crazy that I wanted to have this chart. Well, I decided to go ahead and make this chart for January as well, partially because I'm very behind and I haven't done anything except for yesterday's video. I haven't done any of these other things. And then part of it is because even when I do batch my content and the goal rate for February, excuse me, sir, please don't, oh, I saw that coming. He's gonna step on it and bend it. You're lucky I'm working on not being a perfectionist, Rolly, and I'm not gonna reprint that just because you bent it. Okay, anyways, so even though eventually the goal would be to have all the Monday videos edited, uploaded, and all these things done, except for the reminder post on Instagram stories. Everything else here would be done by now, and it's not. But even if that's true for February, when I get back to a routine and that's the case, it's still not gonna be true for the Wednesday and Friday videos. So I still wanted to have this printed out so that even if all 4 of those videos are checked off, I still have a space to check it off every Wednesday and Friday when I do the Lattes with Laken stuff and the weekly vlog stuff. So I'm really excited. These are the things that I do for every YouTube video. This has come from experience of making YouTube videos, and I have this kind of shaded a little bit different. I wish I'd added a dark border at the bottom, but next time. So film, edit, upload, that's like the first chunk, and then this is all the prepping chunk, so changing the thumbnail, the description box, adding the ads to the video, so monetizing it, the end screen, adding the little cards that pop up in the corner, this corner. Sometimes if I talk about a video, you'll see the card pop up, adding it to any applicable playlist, adding the tags, so there's a kind of like a hashtag section in the back end of YouTube where you can add things that your video is about. That's one of the ones I skip over a lot. And then scheduling it to go live so that I don't have to worry about it. And then this is making that Instagram story reminder thing in Canva. And then this is actually posting the Instagram story reminder. That one I could probably take off because I have it in my content planner. I did not put it in my content planner for Vlogmas because it was every day, but for this one I probably could go ahead and take that off. Did I really think I was gonna make it a whole day in a white shirt without getting something on it? No. Hello, it's Wednesday. I don't really want to vlog right now because I haven't showered yet today because I am taking a workout class during lunch, which is also something else that I want to talk about. But first, I want to mention what I picked up the camera to talk about while it's fresh on my mind. So because I'm taking a workout class during lunch, which I'll get to, this morning in the time that I would normally work out, I worked on Wild University. Was that last week's weekly vlog that I mentioned it? Anyways, I am setting aside an hour a week. Typically, it will be an hour on Wednesdays during my lunch to work on Wild University, but because I'm taking a workout class, I did it this morning, and I did the budgeting class, which is the major for January, which, by the way, if you sign up at a later date, which you totally can, you can go back and watch the budgeting course at a later date. It is not live in January. You can watch it anytime. So I did it this morning because I wanted to just get started on Wild University, and that was important to me to jump back in this month. And while budgeting is a focus for me this year, there were a lot of notes that I took and things that I wanted to update in my budget, in our budget, that don't fall into my Q1 goals. And so while I'm super motivated after doing that class this morning, and all I want to do is pull up my budget spreadsheet and make some changes and adjustments and do some things, I'm holding back because that is not my focus. And there are other goals that I need to focus on. Also because I have to get to work and it's time for work, but also because there are other focuses, and a lot of those things that I want to implement, I can make part of my Q2 goals, and it will still be impactful and still be valuable if I do it at a later date. I still have a good grasp on my budget, and it's not like these things that I'm changing are going to like drastically change how I do things. It's just some little tweaks that I hadn't thought of that I think would be helpful for our future. And that kind of links into my Q2 finance goal, which I already decided, I was like last week, I think, that I made the decision what that's going to be. I'll go ahead and tell you, is to combine our finances between Sam and I. And when I say combine, before you come in the comments, I know that we are not legally married yet. And so we are not going to legally combine. We are not getting any joint accounts. We are not doing any of those things until after we are married. But we both have a skill set when it comes to budgeting. Thankfully, that is very different. I am very good at the day-to-day tracking. I know exactly how much I spend on things. I know all the details. I can, paying the bills. He sends me his half of things and I pay the bills and all that stuff. He is, as a financial advisor, good at the big picture and where the investment should go and what goal we should be saving for and all of those things. And so I know that I don't do a good job of that part, so he has been handling that part for me for a while now, but it's time for me to handle the part of budgeting that he's not good at for his income, besides him just sending me his half of all of our expenses, if that makes sense. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but the point is, 3 minutes later, the moral of the story is that if there is something that pops up that is a goal that you think you want to work on, and it is something that you know will have value, you don't have to start it right now. It doesn't have to be a thing that you work on in that moment. There are other goals that you made plans for this month, for this quarter. And I could probably squeeze it into a future month. I definitely shouldn't be working on it in January. There are a lot of other goals in January that I've already scheduled and made time for, and I shouldn't take that away just because there's this new shiny thing that I want to now work on. So what I did was I created an extra tab in my budget spreadsheet, and I put all the notes that I took during the course and all the changes that I want to make now, and then some notes for the future, because there were some things that she talked about that don't apply to us right now, like owning a car, owning a home, but that might apply someday in the future. And I just wanted to have those notes in a place that I would know where to reference them, because while I did print out all the worksheets and I wrote things down because I think there is so much power in writing things down, I don't know that I'm gonna save them, to be honest with you. I don't know that I'm gonna do it on paper. I'm a digital budgeter, and so I'm glad that I wrote it down, but I think that writing it down was more of just an exercise of writing things down and getting things in my brain, and now I'm transferring it all to my digital system. So that's the update. That's what I wanted to chat about this morning. I've mentioned this before, but always have a place to write down goal ideas. I I like to have multiple places. I like to have goal ideas for like the far out in the future, like likely not gonna happen this year at all because it doesn't fall into my 2021 goals. Then I like to have one idea bank that is later in this year. So ideas that will fall into one of my 2021 goals, but not something that falls into Q1. And then I have an idea bank that is specific to my Q1 goals and things that I will do either February or March later this quarter. So I do this all now in my iPad. That is where I just like to, I love it. I love the digital aspect of being able to move things and erase things and easily change it. But you can definitely do this in your power sheets on sticky notes. You could do this in a note on your phone. You could do this in another notebook. And it doesn't matter where you're storing these lists, but having a place for you to jot down goal ideas so that you don't feel like you have to do it right that second, but you don't forget about it. Because it might be something that you want to do. It's something that you thought about in that moment. And maybe when you come back and visit it, it isn't something that you want to work on, but having it written down will at least give you that option to make that decision in the future. All right, let me quickly tell you about the current workout program that I'm doing because I've had some questions and I talked about it a little bit on Instagram, but just to make sure I mention it in a vlog because I know not everybody follows me on Instagram or isn't on Instagram or you don't see everything on Instagram. So the current workout program that I'm doing is from the same woman that I'm working with on my nutrition. Her name is Justina and she is fantastic and we are just we are two peas in a pod. And she has been teaching group fitness for a very long time and then obviously pivoted to Zoom workout classes when everything shut down. But now she has created a monthly membership program called the Fit Club. And it is month by month. You do not, like if you do it 1 month, you don't have to do it every month. So I signed up at least for January. I'll make a judgment call on whether or not I want to continue in February, but it is called the Fit Club. And what it is you get access to all of her on-demand classes. So she has pre-recorded a ton of different workout classes, everything from cardio to strength, bar, stretch, dance, all kinds of different workout classes. And then she also does live classes every week in those same categories. And then there's a monthly schedule for you to follow to do a different type of workout each day of the week that makes sense. Like it makes sense for your body and it makes sense for your goals and what you're working on. And so then each day you can either pick to do the pre-recorded one that she's uploaded or the live one. And that you can make that decision based on a number of things. It could be obviously whether you can actually make the live class. Do you have time? Which right now being in Central Time, some of the live classes aren't at the greatest time for me. So the on-demand class is there if you have a busy schedule and you can't make the live class. I am also basing it on the music choices because I am so motivated by music. And so today it is Bar is the class. And so there's the on-demand one, which is In the Heights, which I like In the Heights. Don't get me wrong. Don't come at me. I do like In the Heights. But the live class, which is during lunch today, is movie musicals. And I can make that work in my schedule. And so I know I'm going to be much more excited to work out today to movie musicals than I would be In the Heights. So there's just like In the Heights, there's like 2 songs that I really like to listen to. Otherwise, it's like, I'm not like, it's not like Hamilton where I like to listen to the whole soundtrack. So that is why I decided to do the live class today. Whereas Monday and Tuesday this week, I did the on-demand class in the morning at 6 a.m. as part of my morning routine. So anyways, all of that to say, that's why I haven't showered yet because I'm gonna do that live class during lunch and then shower afterwards. And then hopefully my hair will dry by the live at 5. My hair takes forever to dry and I hate blow drying it. All right, workout was good. I'm all showered. I thought of something in the shower that I wanted to share with you. And then when I got back up here, I couldn't remember what it was. So hopefully it'll come to me a little bit later and I will tell you about it later. Amy Landino, who I've mentioned before, talked once about this sticky note that goes in the shower that you can then write on. There's like a waterproof notepad and pencil. I don't know how it works. And when she talked about it, I thought it was kind of stupid. I was like, that is just way too gimmicky. That's ridiculous. I can just write it down as soon as I get out of the shower. And I take pretty fast showers. But now I'm kind of wishing I had it because by the time I got out and got dressed and came back up here, I forgot what it was. Hey, it is Friday lunchtime and I haven't been on the vlog for a few days with everything going on. Obviously, I just needed some time to digest and I did share some things on Instagram, but I also just took some time to not talk to anybody except for my immediate family that I'm with, which right now all my siblings are gone. So it's literally just my mom and stepdad and Sam and I. And I'm not gonna say a whole lot here, mostly because by the time that this vlog goes up, it will have been over a week since the events at the Capitol occurred. I feel like I'm in the Hunger Games saying that statement. But I want to say two things. One, I completely and 100% disagree with absolutely everything that went down this week. It was on so many levels not patriotic, not American, not okay, and incredibly awful display of white privilege. And that the majority of those people walked away without being arrested, with just, it was awful. And I have had all kinds of emotions over the last 48 hours, from absolutely livid to crying to confused and hurt, and I can't even begin. And I am sure you're feeling some of the same things. But what I want to tell you, number two, that is important, I think, to hear, to remember for the future, because I unfortunately don't think that this is going to be the last time that we have these feelings. I don't think this is going to be the last time that something in our country or in our world happens that shakes us in our lifetimes. I just don't think that's true. So in the future, when these things happen, I want to remind you that you just need to do what's best for you. You need to make yourself a priority as a human being. And you may still have to show up at a job as a caretaker for a parent or a spouse or a kid. You may still have to do I had to go to work yesterday. Like, work did not happen because of everything that went down. But I did other things that I needed for myself. I did other things that felt right. And this is going to be different for every single person. Whether you keep the news on or turn the news off, that's up to you. Whatever makes you feel better, that is going to be your decision. Don't let anybody else say, oh, you should probably turn the news off. Maybe keeping the news on is better for you. Same with social media. All over, I'm like, saw everybody say take a break from social media. Maybe that's not what works best for you. That is what I ended up needing. It actually worked out really well for me. If you watch my goals video for January, I have a social media goal of not going over my social media limit on my phone. And when I hit that limit, then I'm done with social media for the day. And the first part of the week, or the first part of the year, I didn't hit it any of the days. Tuesday I hit it maybe like 8 p.m. or something while we were watching TV, so then I was just done. It was not hard to then not check social media until bedtime. Wednesday, I hit it at like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. or something ridiculous. So I just overwrote it and knew I wasn't gonna get the check mark for that day. Yesterday, I hit it at like 3 p.m., something like that. At first, I considered overwriting it because I wanted to still be engaged and commenting and participating in conversations. And then I was talking to a friend about it and finally was like, you know what? I don't need to. Like, it actually is gonna be just fine if I don't pick up social media again until tomorrow. So I didn't. I was incredibly proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of bragging right now that from 3 p.m. until this morning when I woke up, I did not check any social media. But again, if that's not what works best for you mentally, then stay engaged, stay on social media. Working on your goals. If it feels good to put your head down and keep working on your goals, regardless of what's going on in the world, do that. Do what works for you. If you need to take a break and just put a pause on your goals, put a pause on your goals. Whatever that looks like for you, I just hope that you can do that. And try not to let all of the other people in the world tell you what you should or should not be doing in a current situation. So that said, I actually feel awful today, but I have so many things on my list that I need to tell you about since I haven't all week, that I wanted to make sure I got them on the vlog. Otherwise, I was going to end up vlogging a lot this weekend, and I don't want to do that since it's our last full weekend here in Chicago. But I am planning to take the afternoon off as a sick day because it's allergies. That's what's going on. I have really, really bad dust allergies. I got allergy tested, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. I don't remember, something in that realm. And I have really bad dust allergies. And so at home I have to do a good job of dusting and cleaning, and I have special things on my pillows and my sheets. And I was complaining about my allergies today, and my mom actually showed me this app called WebMD Allergy. And you can see actually in our current location that dust is on high today, like it's red. So yeah, that explains why I feel like this. So I had a bunch of morning meetings. I powered through them, and I'm gonna tell you a couple things now, and then I'm gonna go take a bubble bath and probably a nap. I really, really, really need to do laundry, like in a really bad way. And I have that on my list on my planner to do for today, but I just don't know if it's gonna happen today. I just feel awful. Part of me is like power through the laundry and then take a bubble bath and a nap and relax and feel better. Part of me is like, no, take a bubble bath and a nap, and then if you feel better, then do the laundry. If not, keep taking naps and relaxing. So that might be what we're doing. But what I want to talk to you about, three things that are on my list, man. They were on my list earlier in the week and I just didn't get to them. So the first one is the Routinery app, which I've talked about before as it relates to my morning routine, and I'm finally also getting back into using it for my evening routine. But what I want to talk about today is even more exciting. I guess this is going to be really specific if you are any way related to social media, but also just to remind you that you could set up a routine app on Routinery for anything that you do on a consistent basis. So one of the things I'm trying to do better at this year is not responding to Instagram comments, Instagram DMs, YouTube comments, Facebook comments all day. That's how I'm gonna stay off social media, is by not responding. Because when I go to social media to respond to those things and I justify it as like, well, it's business, I'm responding to these comments, then I end up scrolling not for business purposes longer than I need to be on social media. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting a communication routine. And so every day I'm trying to do it right after work. So right after work, before I get into whatever my evening looks like, I have a communication routine set up in my routine app where I do all of the social media communication related things. So I respond to the texts that have come in from my patrons. I respond to any comments on the Patreon Facebook group, so they get priority, text and Facebook, and then everything on Instagram. So Instagram DMs, Instagram comments. And I also feel like when I do it this way, I give much more thoughtful responses. Like when I'm just trying to clear out the red dot on Instagram, I will sometimes just like heart the comment and move on. And that's not fair to the people who've taken the time to send me an Instagram message. So when I do it this way, I actually feel like I'm doing a better job of building those relationships because I'm stopping to read the comment and respond because it's dedicated time. So then Instagram DMs, Instagram comments, then scroll through my Instagram and interact with the content that I scroll through. Then it's going to YouTube, so YouTube comments, and then the last one is emails, and at least clear through my PlanwithLaken emails. I don't necessarily respond thoroughly to PlanwithLaken emails every day because it just takes a lot of time and like thoughtful responses. So emails are still going to be part of my like weekly PlanwithLaken admin session, but at least clearing out the ones that can be deleted or moved into a folder, and then ones that will need responses can stay in my inbox. Okay, next up is digital storage. And I've talked before about my iPad and how much I'm loving it. I use an app called GoodNotes. I think there is a free version, but I do have the paid version because I think there's more to it, or maybe there's just a paid version. I don't know. Either way, I paid for it. And I was just using it for notes and lists and stuff, but I have started to more and more use it for PDFs and resources that I want to be able to refer back to and not print out. And don't get me wrong, I love paper and I love printing things out, but paper adds clutter. And so in an attempt to have less clutter, I like that I've started putting things on my iPad. So I have a bunch of different notebooks here for different things. Like these are my goal ideas notebooks, and I have like my 2021 goals and my Q1 focuses. And then I have January and some ideas already for February, and then some ideas for my Q2 focuses. And then I started a new folder for Wild University. And so what I did was I have a folder for each of my Wild U categories, or the Wild U categories, they're not mine, they're Wild U's categories. And then inside I have the PDFs related to each of the classes that go in that category. And then I also made a course list for all of the Wild U courses that I haven't done yet, which is a lot of them, and tracking them, so you can see what I've done, which I'm really excited about. And then I also started one for meal planning. So I have recipes, ideas. I need to create a folder for desserts, put these chocolate chip cookies in, but I have sides, dinner, and breakfast. And then I have a potential meal plan for when we get back to New York. I have a notebook of running lists, like to-do lists and just other random things. And then other PDFs that I've gotten from courses or online that I want to be able to take notes and reference. It just makes things so much easier. I'm not saying to go out and buy an iPad, but for me, I've always been somebody like this PDF that I downloaded from a coach that is 50 business lessons. Normally, I would have printed this off and then like highlighted it as I went through. Well, that's something that I can do in here. So I'm highlighting as I'm reading it in the GoodNotes app. And then I will always have it without it adding clutter to my physical space. The other thing I wanted to talk about is my Makse Life Planner. So I mentioned at the end of last year that I plan to use this as a reflection memory keeping type planner. And if I'm being honest, I was a little bit nervous because it was time to start using it, and I just hadn't really found time to work on it. And I was like, is this a bad idea? Is this something that's actually going to bring me value? And I finally have completed the first week. I finished it last night while we were watching Hamilton. That's what we did last night, by the way, when I was not on social media, and it was so fantastic. My parents had never seen it, and it was awesome. And so because it was Hamilton, something I've seen a million times, I worked on this while we were watching it. And so I finally finished last week, and it feels so right. So I wanted to quickly show you what I did. The first page I did was this page, which is the weekly actions page. And what I learned is I need to do this right away. Like, I need to plan to do this on Sundays, because the longer I wait to do this, the more I forget. And I started to write some things down that I actually already done this week. And I was like, wait, that's a next week thing. So this needs to be done pretty much as soon as possible. The thing that was delaying me was getting the pictures printed for the next page, and I thought I needed to do it all at the same time, and that's not true. So my goal moving forward is these 2 pages are going to happen on Sunday night, or Sunday afternoon. This is a Sunday thing for the week that is wrapping up then. And then I can take the rest of the week to work on the actual spread, which we'll talk about. So first things first is weekly action. So I just wrote down what I did in each of these categories. Now, what I will say is I tried really hard to come up with 3 or at least 3 lines worth in each one. And that kind of defeats the purpose. I want to see which areas I'm focusing on more than others. So I really should be a little bit more honest with myself. I had to kind of pull some out of thin air for some of these. And I feel like that, again, defeats the purpose, because I really want to focus on which ones I am working on and which ones I'm not. I also might, in the future, once we're back in New York and I'm kind of settled in a space, I also might use this page more during the week. If I actually do something during the week, to go write it down in that moment, so I really don't forget. And then on this side, I stole this layout exactly as Sierra from Makse Life posted in the Facebook group. So it's wins, what's working, what's not working, lessons, and adjustments. And I meant to do these as X's, and then these were going to be arrows, and then I messed up. And so that's what I'm going to do next time. But I really like how this turned out. So I just tried to do 2 in each category. And again, this is something I need to do pretty much as soon as the week is over. And there's some repeats between the 2 pages. Obviously, what works and what doesn't work is going to show up. And then we have the actual layout, and it is busy, but I love, love, love how this turned out. I just love it. So the pictures I got printed at Walgreens. So I did a square photo of 3 by 3, so 9 photos, and it printed out on a 4 by 4 squared. I got that idea from Taylor at Tattoo Teacher Plans, and got those printed at Walgreens yesterday. So it turns out into these little, I think she said it's a 1.4 inch square. So it's not quite all the way across, but it's pretty close. For some of the photos that are more vertical or horizontal, and if I had square cut them, it wouldn't look right, I used an app called Whiteboarder that turns everything into a square, and it just adds white. That way it wouldn't cut a piece of it off. This photo was an example. I had, it had white on either side, and then I just trimmed it off. Now, I will say I used my old app, which is called PicStitch, to put them together. And just like I did in December Daily, if you watch those videos, I had some issues where some of the columns were bigger than the other. So going forward, I'm going to use the app PicFrame, which is what Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans uses. I almost went and got these reprinted when I realized there were issues, and then I was like, because again, it's 70 cents or something. And I was like, Laken, that is unnecessary. Don't do that. Just use them for this week and change it going forward. Also, I will say I got way more pictures printed than I actually needed. I realized that I only have space for 2 to 3 photos a day. And then of course, a couple over here on the side. So really the goal should be to only have 2 of those 9 by 9 squares, which would be 18 photos, which again, is about 2 to 3 photos a day. So that's going to be my goal going forward, is just to limit it to max 18 photos. Unless just for some reason. I could have added some more down here if I really wanted to, but it was already looking pretty busy. So the spread ended up being a combination of memories that I actually jotted down in my daily planner that I wanted to make sure, especially some of the things that we had for dinner. I don't know that I would have been able to remember that. And then some of it came from the photos. So all I did, I'll kind of zoom in a little bit. If you want to take a look, I also posted pictures on Instagram, but you can just see you know, what I chose to document. It's not everything. It's not everything we did or ate or watched, but it was kind of the highlights, and it's got a lot of cute pictures, a lot of kitties, a lot of pictures of kitties, and just some things that I wanted to remember. Some of it was documented on Instagram or documented in the vlog, but some of it wasn't. And so it's nice to have a place to go ahead and look back. And again, to be able to flip through at the end of the year and look at all these, I'm so excited. And I know what someone's gonna ask, because I just posted this on Instagram and I already got a lot of this question. Are you gonna do videos on this? Are you gonna make videos? Are you gonna share this? All those questions. I haven't decided yet. That's the answer that I have for you right now, because I just want to get my groove. Like when I started filming Plan With Me's however many years ago, I had already been doing that for years. Like that planning system was already like squared away. This is something that's brand new to me. Now, did I do layouts like this sometimes when I traveled? Absolutely. There were weeks that I did layouts like this because I was traveling and that was what my planner looked like. But it's not something that I have done consistently every week and during weeks that are boring. Like this week, actually, there was stuff going on because it was New Year's. Maybe I'm not gonna have that many pictures of the current week that we're in because I'm back to real life. Or maybe I will because I'm still here with my parents. But once we get back to New York, like, and it's a normal week, who knows if I'm gonna have enough stuff to document. Like, I really wanna get my groove in this before I even remotely consider filming it. Even then, I am not making any promises about filming it because that's not necessarily what I think. I think it'll be valuable for some people. Don't get me wrong. I think that it could be valuable for some people, and I know it's fun to look at and it's pretty. But if I'm being honest, I don't know if it really aligns with my mission of helping you achieve your goals. Like that is my mission at the end of the day. And every piece of content that I put out, that is what I want to remember. And I don't know that doing memory keeping videos is helping you achieve your goals. For some of you who have memory keeping goals, it probably is. But that is kind of where my mind is at right now. I've mentioned it before. Go follow Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans. She posts memory keeping videos all the time. She does every week on video, and you can always go watch her. So yeah, that's where my head's at right now. Never say never. I just don't want to make any promises and then change my mind in the future. So right now, I do not have plans to do specific dedicated videos to this. I will keep sharing it in the vlogs. I will keep sharing it on Instagram and in the Makse Life Facebook group, and then in the sticker Facebook group associated with the sticker kit I used that week. Like this week I posted it in the Chrissy Ann Designs group. But the actual process of it right now, I am not going to be filming that. So if you watched during Vlogmas, we tried to come out here to the burbs and go see the Christmas lights at the Morton Arboretum out in the Chicago suburbs. And we got out here, we had a whole night planned, we brought snacks and drinks, we were all ready to go. And we got here and you needed a ticket to get in, and they were all sold out for like the rest of the season. Well, apparently their demand was so high that they decided to release future tickets and keep the lights up through January. So even though Christmas is over, we are going to see the Christmas lights at the Morton Arboretum today, January 8th. And it's still gonna be wonderful and magical, although we are listening to Queen instead of Christmas music, still just as magical. Hello, happy Saturday, good morning. It is, well, it's 11:30, so it is still kind of morning. So I've had a pretty slow Saturday morning. One of the things, well, actually, before I talk about my Saturday morning, let's recap about last night. Definitely less than impressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just wasn't, I don't know, it didn't go to the music. So they had like where she's supposed to go to the music. It didn't go to the music all that well. And there were some like cool things, but some things were kind of hard to see. And then there were times where the speed was weird. Sometimes people were going way too slow and it was kind of boring. And then sometimes people were going like way too fast and we felt like we were missing things. And I only took, I think, like 1 or 2 clips of actual footage on my camera because I just wasn't all of that impressed. And I thought like we were gonna see more and I didn't have too much footage. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for things. And then all of a sudden it was over. And it only ended up taking us like 40 minutes and it was supposed to take an hour. So again, I don't know, maybe we built it up too much. I will say that I am glad that we ended up going in January because there was snow on the ground. And I think that that made it a little bit more magical and a little bit, I just liked having the snow there. Whereas if we had been able to go when we tried to go in December, there wouldn't have been snow on the ground. So I do like that part of it, but overall, not super duper impressed. I mean, it's okay. It wasn't free. I mean, we had to buy a ticket, but it's going to the Arboretum, which is normally like free to go into. So it's for a good cause. And I mean, it was still fun. It was fun to like go do something safely instead of just sit on the couch and watch TV, which is what I feel like the four of us have been doing a lot. I actually don't even know if I mentioned it, but we watched this show called The Undoing with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman. It's on HBO. Well, it's only 6 episodes. Highly recommend. And now I want to read the book and see how the book lines up with the TV show, miniseries, whatever you want to call it. It was very good. Highly recommend. Anyways, now it is Saturday morning and I took it pretty slow. We like to just kind of relax. Like, we don't really sleep in, but we don't jump out of bed. Like, we still got up at like 7-ish. We also went to bed at like 10-ish. So we got up at 7-ish, but we kind of like lay in bed and chat and check our phones and read, and we're just kind of lazy in bed. So I don't know what time I actually got out of bed and started working on my morning routine, but I don't do my full morning routine on the weekends. And I'm still trying to figure out that balance. My app, the Routinery app, I only have it set up to do my full morning routine that I have programmed in the app Monday through Friday, but I can still access it if I want to do it on the weekends. But again, I don't do my full morning routine on the weekends. I don't do morning pages. I do the daily stuff that is every single day. So the daily stoic, the daily gratitude. I updated my health planner, and I read. I'm trying to think what else I cut out there. The morning page and the affirmations are definitely the ones that I know I cut out. And then I do tend to read longer because I'm not trying to get ready and get started with my day. So I just kind of let myself read as long as I want. And then I went upstairs to the gym here and I did the Hamilton spin class. I just wanted to make sure that I took advantage of having the bike here and get that in because we watched Hamilton the other night. I was craving it and I wanted to do the spin class. And then I stretched a little bit and then I got the laundry in. I was supposed to do the laundry earlier this week, but with everything going on, it did not happen. I was a little nervous trying to get it in on a Saturday morning, thinking that there were gonna be a ton of people in there, but I was able to get I needed 3 washers for our stuff and got my 3 washers, and now I'm sitting down at my desk, which normally if I was like trying to get some work done on a Saturday, I would want to try and maybe mix up the location, but this is really, Sam is actually on a call right now. My parents are out in the living room watching the news, and so this is just the best place for me to work right now. I just have a couple things I want to get done in between while the laundry's in the washer and then in the dryer. And then this afternoon, we are headed to go see some friends. So we've seen one other couple since we've been in Chicago. We've only seen them outside. They have a patio with heaters that is awesome. It's super cozy. They have heated blankets and these big cozy couches that are 6 feet apart, and so we can sit outside and safely like hang out with them, and it's just so nice to be able to see them and spend time with them. So we wanted to make sure we squeezed in one more time to see them before we headed out. So we are heading over there this afternoon so that because it's obviously like it's still cold out. I mean, even with the heaters and the heated blankets, it's still chilly outside, and so the earlier that we can go over there the better, because then it's not as cold outside, and while it's still light out, that definitely helps. Their patio, it doesn't get a ton of wind, which is really nice the way that it's set up, but it is like, it's still cold. So we're heading over there this afternoon. Good morning. It is Sunday. I have wet hair. Just got done taking a shower. I feel very like refreshed and ready to go, although I don't have a ton of things I need to do today. I have 2 emails that I need to get out at some point today, but the majority of my day is gonna be spent cleaning out my mom's closet with her. When we plan to come here in the winter, one of the things my mom and I had talked about was making sure that we clean out her closet together, because we're not gonna be doing anything and it's cold, so let's go ahead and tackle that. She has lost, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds. I actually have no idea what the number is. My mom is very short. She's like 5'2", so I have no idea what the number is. I'm just throwing things out there. But she's definitely dropped multiple sizes in clothes. And so we need to go through her closet and like get out all the things that are too big for her. Like, it is silly, and her closet looks like it's exploding. Maybe I'll show before and after if she's comfortable with it, because it is just, it's overwhelming, and she doesn't wear all of those things. And not just because she's not going anywhere, but like, even if we were going places, she wouldn't wear all those things. So that is our to-do list item for today, is tackling my mom's closet. But getting a little bit later start than planned, because we actually ended up staying at our friends a lot later than I thought we would. We went over there in the afternoon to enjoy while it was warm and there was light out, and we ended up, we just like, I don't know, we just can talk forever. Like, the 4 of us just like could talk forever. And we were also watching football, and we played a game. We actually played this wine game. It's called Blinders. I'll leave it linked down below. What's funny is my friend Brooke actually told me about this game, and then I ordered it as a gift and haven't given it to the people it's a gift for yet. And so I'm glad that we were able to play it, and so I could like experience it. So it's more than just like, here's a game that I heard was fun that has to do with wine. It's actually like, no, I actually played it and had a really, really good time. It was so much fun. We had such a good time. And so we got home much later than I thought we would. And so we slept in, and now it is time to get our day started. This is before we tackle all of this. I don't even know how you find anything in here, Mom.
I don't.
I don't. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna do this Marie Kondo style where we are gonna take out every single thing and put it on the bed. She thinks I'm crazy, but I promise, why is SpongeBob on TV right now? I promise it is the most effective way to clean out the closet is for us to take it all out and pile it. And she has a king bed right here. We're gonna use the king bed. We're gonna make piles of all the different types of clothes and then tackle them one at a time. I promise. It's gonna be crazy in the middle of it. Mark's probably not gonna wanna come in here. All right, we're done. I feel like I can't say that because there's one part I'll show you that we haven't quite finished, but it's been 5 hours and we're exhausted, although she's still moving around doing things. Like my feet hurt and I am very tired. We've ordered dinner and it should be here any minute, so we can't like start the next piece of it. But I will show you the after. So we did take absolutely everything out of the closet in order to get started, which is good for a number of reasons. It allows you to clean, like we were able to actually vacuum and Swiffer the floor of the closet and just get everything out and see it all in one place, and then go through like items at the same time. Like she had shirts all over the place in the closet, and so we ended up getting all like items together, tank tops, short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, etc. And then each category we went through, yes, no, try it on. And she now has 3 large garbage bags of clothes to donate. We weren't actually sure if we were gonna get rid of that much, and it was kind of just more of an organizing effort. And she ended up getting rid of a lot of stuff. So it still feels pretty cramped. I'll show you. Let's go to the after. Here we go. So she does have some stuff on this side of, let's brighten this up a little bit. So she does have some stuff on this side of the closet. My mom has a lot of clothes I'm mourning you right now. So this is like jackets and sweatshirts, like cute jackets and sweatshirts, and then tank tops. And then above this is my stepdad's stuff. And then over here, we now have short sleeve shirts and long sleeve shirts. She's got a lot of long sleeve shirts. It's winter in Chicago. And then dresses and skirts. And then we have sweaters at the top. So these are like nice, cute sweaters. Those are wraps. These are like comfy, like hangout sweaters. So are those up there. And then these are all like wraps. My mom loves wraps. Like that's like her favorite type of outfit, is to pick like a tank top or a short sleeve shirt and wear a wrap, or around dresses. Like, so she's got a lot of wraps. This is the part that we haven't quite finished, is this top shelf up here, which she's calling fancy sweaters. I also think we need to wait because I think we could probably get rid of some of those. So I think if we I think we're decision fatigue right now. And then we ended up moving the pants. So originally she had some of those sweaters out here on this shelving unit, but this is now where the pants are living. And my logic here was that pants are, if she wants like the one in the middle, right, like getting it to stay looking nice, I don't know, I feel like it's easier to have it out here than to have it on a shelf that is a little bit taller than her. So that's why we ended up moving the pants out here. And for now, I put comfy pants on the top and then like cute normal pants, jeans and stuff on the bottom, because that's mostly what she's grabbing for now, but we can always switch that around once everything is, you know, open again. Okay, the food should be here any minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this weekly vlog here so that we can go have some food. To be determined on whether we get to the sweaters tonight or if we do those another 4 bags. Oh, you had 4 bags? I thought one of them was just a bag of hangers.
No, that bag was hangers, but the one I put over there.
Oh, you had 4 full trash bags and then 1 bag of hangers.
I just want to make sure I got credit.
She wanted to get credit for her 4th trash bag of clothes. No, and they're big. They're like big black trash bags, so it's a lot of clothes. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog here so that we can enjoy our dinner and then our Sunday evening. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. Make a profitable this video. I'm gonna start that whole thing over. They've been on, they, blah, 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 blah. The between blah, 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 blah. It's about blah, 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 blah. And she ended up getting rid of.